inclined to make any new acquaintances or indeed receive anyone. And I have no intention of pressing my case beyond propriety, but I am compelled to impose myself upon your solitude, if for no other reason than to inform you that I have a close mutual companion in Arden Carrot, who speaks glowingly of your past friendship with him.
I'm very aware of Mr. Carrot's devotion.
In our exchanges, he has so heightened my anxiety to meet you that I resolved to hazard the mortification which your refusal might provide me. Frankly, Miss Cook, I spent my life very lonesomely in the country, with neither books nor society. I had more health you would excuse my intrusion, and at least, if you decline me your company, might welcome a call from my sisters who wish to meet you, or that you would favor me with the belief, with the benefit of your library. As I've been told, you have a very choice selection of books.
Very pleasing and persuasive for that matter. I've chosen to read Bowling Green and Lansing by myself. I choose not to mix with the world. But my library will make you happy. Perhaps I shall show you around. It would do me great honor. Here. Ah, Plato. Aristotle. Socrates. One of my favorites. Virgil. Voltaire. They've all brought me such happiness. It is my greatest reason to know they could be precious. With that, I leave you alone for my pleasure. Enjoy the victory and the peace of the moment.
Please, stay a moment. I'm familiar with your circumstances, Mr. Cook, and it is my sincere hope that your misfortunes are now at an end.
You seem a man of agreeable person.
I hope you regard me as a friend.
I do feel grateful for this unmerited and unneeded event. It does bring hope to a brood who's very wounded. But if you think that I will pass the remainder of my life in tranquility, that has it in your presumption inside of yourself.
I am young. I have the self-assurance of youth. I believe in this world, in what it has to offer, in all its terrific beauty and grace. I live for the future and the prospects that it holds. I have huge expectations and unshakable faith, but I am pragmatic enough to know that there will be setbacks. I genuinely sympathize with your distress. I know your thoughts must dwell constantly on your condition, on the magnitude of injustice. But I beseech you to start it. Leave it behind, and if you can fathom it, find distance in forgiveness for the man who has so cruelly wounded your peace, trifled your afflictions, and tarnished your name. He's a thing, not even a man worthy of thought. Regard the past as a painful nightmare that might never return. Don't hold on to it. There's no conclusion there.
The interest you take in my love endears you more and more to me. It does. Mr. Benjamin, although I feel your advice is good and wholesome, a nice Christian one, the picture you draw possesses immense power. It is most divine, glowing, and beautiful. Had my mind not operated on such a channel, if I am in error, I hope a good and merciful God will pardon me. My dear, young Mr. Benjamin, do not ask me to forgive you. not feel the extent of my anger, the extent of my hate. Every hour seems to just aggravate them and to render them tenfold more galling and bitter than before. He is married another, and how can I forget such conduct? Does it not perpetually just haunt my imagination? Night and day does not ring in my ears? Do I not feel it in the silent contempt scored of my felling beings? And no, do not ask me to think of what has happened as a bad dream. You desire me to regard it as such. Oh, that I could do that. I would strive for it. Oh, that I could forget myself, him, everything that my crushed and bruised heart has been through. To throb that memory? No, that will never end. It will be forever. The painful dream it is not. Forget it. I roared over the many injuries that I've endured till every particle intact, rooted inside of me, is just nothing. Have pity on me. Don't abandon me. My wretchedness. I'm humble, down on my knees I pray. Do not forsake me. I will be your servant, your menial, anything, just as kindness and love can. Do not get me away. This command shall not be infant but the driving force of a woman. There is a point, I think, beyond which endurance becomes a crime. And forgiveness, it can never be expected. There are imprints and characters that fire upon the memory, become mixed with the hot blood of the heart, and not a temper to give such violation. The delusion under which I have labored is vanished. I think, had it not been for my child, I would have just killed myself. It tortures me, removes my pain. My head is bursting. Plunge a knife deep into my heart, take out my throat, and yearn my aching body. Is this too punishing, too bitter, too much for me to bear?
Soft now, my child. Tender child, softly. Hold tight to me. You are here and loved. Quiet now. Let's take hold of you. Gently rest. You are safe at home. So it's new here. So for sure. There's one for five.
I can't imagine throwing anything away, Daniel.
There's value in everything and everyone.
Yes, there is.
Your presence here over the last 6 months has been a blessing, sir. You have turned the darkness into light.
Well, I feel as though I'm the recipient of blessings.
You have found the best in us. We are a family. What are we to do with this, sir?
Well, let's leave it for Miss Cook to decide. We might need the cradle soon.
Yes, sir, Jerry. I have some horses to feed.
Very good. I'll be along shortly.
Books, books, and more books. Thick, heavy, and dusty. How can anyone read them all, Mr. Beecham?
Well, start with one.
But why do people read it anyway, sir?
For various reasons. For pleasure, escape, to improve oneself, to gain knowledge and insight into life, to become a better person.
And does it work?
Well, I hope so. In each and every one of these volumes is a secret, message, a lesson to be learned. All right, you're done. Step forward and let me appraise you. You are indeed a gracious lady. Go out and play.
Not just another letter, but an adoption as well.
It was you and not your books which led me here. See by your smile, you penetrated my design. Borrowing one book at a time, I framed an excuse for another visit.
I owe my recovery to your assiduous and tender attention, and to the care and skill of the physician you employed for me.
Well, I will not break in upon your retirement by presuming you to address you as a lover. I crave your company, your conversation, and the value of your library. I cannot help but feel that during these past few months there has enkindled between us a mutual friendship such as mortals seldom feel. I call it friendship out of complacency or stoical philosophy, and because we have by special agreement settled it as a preliminary to our acquaintance that I am not to speak to you of love. Or call it what we might, I am conscious that there is ignited in my heart a feeling and a flame I have never felt before. In short, I am in love. With all the ardor of the young, when he first feels the touch of that fierce of all passions, which, when reciprocated, happily turns earth into a heaven.
I am extremely moved by your unfailing care, dearest Jeremy. You take a delight in everything that gives me pleasure. Your kindness is singular, and I feel for you an almost infinite debt of gratitude. But you must not mention this subject of love.
I see, in spite of all your stoicism, you are not least very violently displeased with me.
I have, because of your efforts, recovered my health and reason, but I am still in the condition of utter helplessness. I shudder at the dreadful thoughts which have passed through my two-separate brain this past year. I am now indifferent about life. I continue silent, moping, and gloomy. I see the extent of my ruin and hopelessness of my condition. My affections have been blighted. My tenderness and fine sensibility is fortified, and my prospect of future peace destroyed.
I know what you feel. I feel it myself.
You have always been like that. It was distinct with my thoughts and filled with my feelings. You may very well imagine what I feel now. I, your high-minded friend, once surrounded by doting parents,